Honorable Alexander Kwame Afenyo Markin at the parliament. Unsuya we say now chere we wunti okoso okoye jandam. Ena Honorable Adongo a chin tena what say headmaster and in the school ni and I say madam and a teacher ni and in the students and also my mention about there. Parliament how you know I say we need the credit over her. Isaac Adongo as more kashira Afenyo Markin no say parliament ha we need the over her to na mention about there. Ye school kura ye de Kwame na ekoye.
Everybody knows that a key tool of the central bank is the Monetary Policy Committee. That is where the technical work is done. And at the Monetary Policy Committee, there is no executive representation on that committee. Therefore, the independence of the central bank is not in question at all. And therefore, you may have your views, but you see this idea of almost blackmailing everybody with CSOs, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And we cannot tolerate that posture. That everything your masters are CSO, please. We were in this country when the central bank printed 80 billion. Was the laws of our land supporting it? Were they supported by the laws of our land? Please. We kept quiet when you were talking. I listened to you in silence. You see, the intolerance is too much. The intolerance is just too much. Anytime you say something and somebody has a contrary view, you feel jittery. And that is not fair. There is nothing about somebody taking away the independence of the central bank. Everybody.
What is here? I say, madam, for Tobo. I say, what a parliament in them, there be a baby or no. Who can't say, Benet will be coach you are 1% per bachelor. What dear? Say now, Kwame na parliament, what Quano, or Nima dear potting identity. I took Kwame na, say now, a bomb, patapa, and PB party near Tumufo. Wilson, someone to sign for your marking now. Oh, we are more less than 50 votes in parliament, and I say 50 parliamentarians. Munya. That is the truth. Munyahe masa NPP party ni dia obo ko ha asa afafantono from out to no kwa na tuna kwa isa aguro no ai ese kai group we party na hata na na do kai o sa wodi bi anim party na say party na tetia pansam. Anyway, that is their party. And we are more here. And therefore, this is the debate with the Munufie. Medini will Munufie Makuna. If you really wanna buy me a coffee, there is this QR code on the screen. You can actually scan it and then you buy me a coffee or me Christmas gift. Send a Priscilla AM. Priscilla surprised me. That's very, very amazing. Priscilla, why are they? Me that Yankoponsi on here Ubianzo. So, Oma Yankuyenim.
But ye, it is ye to a 2 year number 1. We to a pet, Ubenya opioid day, a 2. Unya opioid to a pet, as so timid to one good day, for 2 Nampachos, oh, digit, hallelujah. Amen. Now that obi digit, okay, no be to a, you go for 2 more, or be, go eat 2 free for 2 and found go to Debbie. Okay, all
right, and this is all you for 2, the go for 2 million, 50 for 2 any 2. Apostle, say evangelist, apostle, ukwaje man some kind no. If I told bibi, when you want to fight corruption, there are so many ways of fighting corruption. But your ketasese prayer, according to you and worldwide, that is the biggest problem of Africa. Because as a nipa ebo krono, area aban sika edo mobunsa bo aban futuo mu no. Say nipa no edoso. Tisi eje foto no ko gu foto ma but we na kwa banana de se ko wura foto no to no yi foto no ko di to no tese na no ato no je no aka say da bi chama untumi e de kwati kwan e kwa gi sika wa Exim Bank e ko di sika no chama untumi so kwa akoya burufu okoya wa di sika no chama untumi kwa gi sika so kwa akoya kwan koya wa di sika no. That is something we are discussing today. That is foto amon for dem say den e bom ko di to. The first time in our history of as a country, our president within a cousin, abaya finance minister, ya to abawi omulusu ya wadwana also nti obiem almost 1 year na bi nsi Ghana da wadane nsa bo foto no akoyi foto no akodi foto no. The first time in our history, a whole presidential candidate Kofi Akpalu and then the girlfriend di kwaji aban sika so kwaya aban kwan okọ supply ECG na say for cocoa rosa wakọ di sika no akọ for me a different company. I change the letter H keke na binsi we asi da binsi Ghana wada Ghana yini na bakosem. So when the president buy and also at ora operation recover all loot yam fight corruption. But say fight corruption na nipa do na bien say ochi obi now the court and court na go debit. That is not the only means of fighting corruption. One of the major means may according to my studies are within the fighting corruption and they say naming and shaming. Boni penidin the person say hey why koromfo we dey katoa na we wieska no you say ah why na wieska say ah chama won nim no o ti Ghana o twitwe Lamborghini nya say na man sika na odi we na Afia Pokuaa say on tibida yenko ni misa Afia Pokuaa say Attorney General naming and shaming no ye no saying na wo Afia Pokuaa uhuno or the answer ebe maye
I'm a 24-hour economy no ebe left in a hono with the 24-hour press conference and a press conference and we have press conference and you make press conference and make press conference. What is this, Ayini? What is this, Doc? Stop the press conference, focus on the prosecution and give President Mahama and the Ghanaian public some proper results. It does not lie in your mouth. And maybe I make some go to be a mechanic of what many time for be Didi Atemo. It does not lie in Ayini's mouth. Say, you're guilty or not. Ghana Constitution, you say. And for that matter, so Constitution, even their criminal jurisprudence rights on that, the presumption of innocence. So Bia is innocent until proven guilty. What they want no prosecutor or Bia or Ghana? What are any other? Law no the law lecture what be move, but stop letting the propaganda and the politics blind you.
All right. I was say and some Afia Pokuaa kan no. Vim lady as any din referendum no Afia Pokuaa vim lady. Or say Attorney General prosecuting nipa with press conferences until the president of John Dramani Mama by say Obama 24 hours economy ama adwuma ba manum no. Attorney General there or the year 24 hours press conference e ho no prosecuting nipa but wontimi ngura court dan no. Afia Pokuaa sometimes I think say bi o hwa na meet ka say unim. But Abiana Washeda, be also we need to give you education. Very, very simple education. As I said earlier on, one of the easiest means of fighting corruption is to name and shame people. Let me tell you, say me koya aban ejuma. Na me dem say ko wura foto no, me di foto na e bo me di say oh, ko so say. Or dem say ko bo aban foto mu. And we di sika no. And not deter others from engaging in the same thing. That is the first means. Your bold say we does not mean asa. By a bit must say the work of court to send a chairman to me a train also court no. If you Pokuaa, that is one of the means of fighting corruption. Maybe you might not know. But that is why I've taken my time to educate. Because if you Pokuaa and what the same ideas, there are different people are almost the same. That is how there's an Attorney General. Yeah, it can be. Attorney General, it seems slow, but I didn't say Attorney General. Nipa no bobo mudino, and you're correct. Your bow dia, or the word defense be a fabra. Or no lawyer for Mumra court. But deep bonon quano, 8 me hunenipa. Oh, Rolling Stam when 1980s no. Now dear Maisika, it may now so do radio. So, Cosmasi, or a DC or Techimai, Patemuho, where DC can be mine was Sakeno. Why was that time? I'm not supposed to say, but we do the whole nation because that time radio, Udu stations are there. That it was very scared. Nipa krabi and I was to radio. Oh, main station here, boarding. Oh, the person see where we are on Patemuha. Now, Rolling say what Pamela now, dear, yeah, no be at with that is naming and shaming. And not me who nipa. At me tata nipa ma of the water was a the Mr. Koba Maisika, my heavy bomi dio. By nano radio abu. Online to send a note yabu. So what we do is say yabo this oh nipa way or sika where this can say intimidate court. We want to say nipa court. Bozo bi ate wa obi ozo di bi no na ne to sa say and here me to me ya sa na be mi o. Sa na be ye me. Na no Kevin Taylor can say Poyando etiti say den no Poyando say ne Marcos kuma na de sere no. Yeah, they say them as mo papa na see titi say no. That is what we call naming and shaming. What I say? So the mere fact say when makura back to say, hey, yeah papa na say me papa di na ebo na TV you know. Me papa na Tony General ni gina ho atwo papa pasa no. Wo se na wo man nkasa to ye den. Esa. Pacho. That is naming and shaming. Afia Pokuaa fighting corruption enya nkwala agro. Dabi. Hwe. Corruption obi ene ho koye corruptor. Omo ne ho ban yo. Wa prepare answer na okọ. Obi okobokoro no bia ne nim nyansa as to how to go about it. Inti one hwe ni ya. You might misunderstand some nkrofo no. And people ni pass no mbokoro no timi chomo because they clone themselves with the law. Into the fa no we see here. We ni say no we hwere see ya dabi. Attorney General so massa kwan no onchele. Oba pam oba twe mo style bia bi. Wona na nya adwe kura wa twe o. Oba twe obi a wa oba wieske bia ba twe o. So that is something we are going to do. If I just when him say, hey, President John Dramani Mama, to man fans na fans ni bi wo ha. Na ya yusun. It me ma John Mama fans say John Mama dende, John Mama dende na ya yusun. He, John fo ma say John Mama bae. Mama bi kan sem bi. Asa mama ra ho. O say ma sa mo hoto ma mo hia kunu. O say John Mama bae Ghana ye de. You see nima mo afu. Nti ama ma ni because mo ja o mu kunu no. Mo say na sa na mo te. Say mo hoto mo ja mo kunu. O say e mo kunu na me to say bro jan. Ah, wallahi talai.
Apona ya mi ya se ba ama wa maniama ya boko dodo. I am redodo aduane ayefo. Omu mienu sai we mienu 25. Adenti na oyesa. Omu dem mienu. Omu set e wo mi wo ni metimi aye akire. So wakoto bi sesi ya. Sekre wo ama maniama ayefo dodo. Ma ama se mi hu kra akire. Mi hu ni amenya. Se mi na mi hwefie. Mi se mi ku pack no. Why the papa mama oya sumjo yin ankasa o ma susu ato boro wa ma su e banche bu brodi wa ha bibia wa ha obi antimi twantro se mama mo bi oba we jani kru o so timi hwe no aduane abu eju o hwe ni ko no betimi ahwe no adenti why you do so mama you not right you feel like me we ni kakra dollars me are the
Ah, mama, why you do so? You know, try. I must say, man, it's one more Thomas. I come so much of who say, hey, somewhere phone, sir. Until I didn't answer, I'm watching the mama worry. So, your mama, what they are wearing, Uber worry. Now, no, me video be a GH course, say, a more crocodile, also quiet some money at so. No, say, why? And it's a mama, mammy, the jammer. And a mammy can you. Some of Buffalo shall you ever call there. Emily, yes, a mama, Bama, man, Muja Mukunum. Say, oh. Ghana me ma say abro say ahokyere ntina ma idi echi o asemo ah jomfo mama anya ade o anya ade mama so ha adwen o we dey kwa na okoya osan bae uhunya ka wa ma ke se ujama Ghana ahokyere na ado de nam no ya fam ka ne burunya ekudi bo se be di burunya nti se ya chiri bia no ye di burunya se ya chiri bia fere akokọ kora untimi nto ene mo se akokọ na nkwa se easy cheap ese dollar no pajam kaka mama ne mana so cheap au anyway how do you say Christmas e kodi aye de say ma bibi ti Ghana o so ono nte ye ma me panyi pa o ni me pa me bo video bi wo ni no na wa send ndi ama me o say president ba ye president abrom mosia dodo say president be na o kan na do na office of president ana say hwan o si da bi jo mama time jo mama pompi sika bi system na ma Ghana sika sem Ghana bosia boy kosoro no post video amanfo dinner terms say hey madam for dey na okeka no into on TV da hwe no
we posted a video that make about your public debt increase by 71 billion Ghana cedis. Now so what comment section now what share Ghana for e binum said ye na maybe o mo comment here we be say won say and so sankrofo no omo person o mine be kwa nanim and some person o mine is stagnant. We are talking about say your national debt, public sector debt increase because of that ninti a bit you have more interest instead of say be can say ain't then ye be ye bit me reduce into me accumulating more debt no we see it is okay. It is okay because dollar ni okay with the cedis ninti it is okay. It is okay because some dreams will be a jandam. It is okay because who dreams say IMF will be say they are IMF to say will be crack be say they are IMF, they are under IMF, so IMF is the one telling them what to do. Like, are you really people okay? How can IMF tell you say inject your money Opesa would ye development, ewo kronum, inject it into the economy, na massive in dollar rate in equivalent. Which kind of IMF ne cancer? That IMF reside in your head. Because IMF bia and you Obekachra will say, Sika so the puntio na e mighty reject a kind of saying generate a kind of say more income no ebe bread to the economy for you to pay up your debt no say kind of development too, but rather than inject into the system ebe masidi no any dollar na equity. That IMF is residing in your head, and only your head does it reside. If you have this kind of people, this kind of mindset, mini mindset people then we have a crisis in the nation. And so shocking and so sad. Say, when we are talking about something, instead of saying in a baby film, say, moving forward, how are we going to do for the economy to be stable? Rather, we are rather chastising. We are rather chastising the person that is coming to tell you. Say, Bibi say in Koso. We have a crisis in our mindset. We need to change the way I drain or your drain for. Because it is so shocking. It is so shocking. Yeah, we're a nation now. There are so many things. Imagine a nation of Ghana, for example. Your average lifespan of Ghanaian between 65 to 66. And man crap on the sebe men can you know omukran do 65 no much wo and money to meet stake across to 68. And it is okay. All these things, there are so many factors. Your lifespan, you can say your lifestyle can home, your economical you can say differences can home, your environmental differences can home, your geographical location can home, all these things. But if we have a steady and a reliable and kind of a healthy economy, we say no crabema with healthy people. Mindset no crabema healthy. Your body will be healthy because at the end of the day, no one and my depression, pressure back. One drink, no, because you are too stressed, you are too depressed, and youth echo look for aphrodisiac drink to go and you kind of saying, omuko release your tension. And all this aphrodisiac drink now, at the end of the day, no, a causing kidney problem. And man will at a earlier even rate than the 65 now, no. Where you dear, what's it? We don't want this. But rather, no, it is okay. Because you feel that the person doesn't belong to your party. Until it is okay. And me ma buy ne woso, and this is okay. I be BCB and koso. I mo ba na mo ma buy mo da. Okay. Like mini mindset. Ebeye den eni etinya koye nim se sa adwin we ne da yetiri mu a. Kind of for what is happening? We have refused to just I don't even know the kind of word to use to quantify this. We have become a nation where we want to be stagnant in our mindset. Our ideology, our way of thinking in it is okay. Ye penisa. Wow. Na sebe kran. Nyame obo so ni agba asase no enyama sesa. Enti na aboa ye kan saying butterfly. Obeye odane ne ho a wo hwese the butterfly dan oyi ne ho ansa ma bebeye butterfly. But Ghana for the per se sanity. I am a buy na aba. And so this is you okay. So your family and friends cry you okay. Say economy is stagnant, you okay. Your problem. Ghana for your problem. Say your mini a drink kitten no. A drink I kitten that I drink I person a bet think ahead no. The earlier we think and make sure say we are looking for economy I bet me poor me. Enemy a bebuano. The earlier the better.
All right, the earlier the better. I won't say Ghana. But I can't say the internet, the cheap phones. When anybody sitting from everywhere of a phone pa, now is onimnyansa change the president. Unimnyansa change the governor of the Bank of Ghana. Unimnyansa change the finance minister. Enu bi na maami exhibit yo. If I chose to be ko talk by ye, so a be man also talk by ye. ama ne ho ayɛ den a does it have any issue with the president? A president adwuma no. President adwuma no. Why the country was aban na pump sika to sustain the dollar? Why was it you can't say they are not ready to listen. Or currency be or currency no acquired 17.5 or 19 cedis to $1. That's a buy of factors be able to mitigate yama currency and stabilize a dropping for businesses to thrive up and then employment people are what was I want to say? Eh, I didn't say any. Ghana, you see, you could do him because I mean, the way amount for I say some as economics be to allergy Dr. Munufie Miamo appear in the system, thinking say Nema Munufie Miabe any bet me can answer not a trouble, sister. Also, okay, what also may do at them. Also, may do at them because several can say me, Nanyans the same BI enim Ghana near offer $19 cedis, Equa Bruchiri, China. Turkey, Dubai, or whatever, Cotton Maba, $9 not dropping. Wouldn't Sikado when ya? And this is all corner. That's the capital $10,000. Next, no buy no because $1 not reduce it. So when you $4,000 account, say the capital na I jump to 14,000. The 4,000 difference, you know, to me say the funny more. Ebe ton, ebe matim for hotomo. That is why I go for my country say nenema I cheap. To one tia say. These kind of honestly micro mindset. All they didn't micro mindset. One will say why expose you, mama? Even who post you on TikTok on TikTok as an can't say Madam Winnie Nyansa. Sebe. As a bad no form. But I don't have to tell you what to do because as a people, no, we need to sit down and think and analyze issues. And maybe I can see a good year by a time. You have who free would be sometimes a baby to power. Where's our cassette and a team before now will attack you. And that is what they did that to her. Or as well, attack John the mama move no. Tima Mufono attacking no. I just say, hey, man, keep quiet. Shut up. We must have oka. Yeah, Emily, that's what she's saying. Say because of bad governance in Germany, the main man got to I say manpower. I got no drew. We here analysis money. Send the partners and his sister Panit say, oh, nice woman. When your opportunity, you sit before the camera or sit in front of the camera. Can you answer? Say, not him before. NT wa say, I'm over Konma Boye. And I said, my woman, manpower. And you see your mama say, I didn't say me. I didn't say the fine lady. Sister Ibana, yes, I don't know. Well, go many months, papa. Yeah, somewhat, shall it? Because the money how we are, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. My family wants an example, you know. Maybe sometimes I like to do this kind of things. Nanado don't go for the time or no. Before Nanado buy mono. One of my uncles, we used to import cars from US. Accident car, this salvage cars no. Near Bagana Befex near Kwakoton. Nanado buy enane. Me sika sheye. My men come on to me sika sheye. My fam kopemba sikane sheye. That is a fact. And so, you know, my account of this particular channel BM. Now my time was cement store. Cement. One truck at about $1,000. Now we be about cement is you know. May starting business and now one bag of cement and another now 34 cedis. I better misika nation estimate na jam produce 86 cedis. Misika nation. Man fa nko pema, man fa nko wenam. Sika nation. Card ye na ashe. Cement the enzo ene ashe. Another example, let me tell her, she doesn't know. So you can't have my papa bar a bit no. Casa Precon, a ton soft drinks. I had a shop and I'm ton Casa Precon soft drinks in Ibi. One of those kind of soft drinks, you know. And then Munufie, you know. I wake in as if I had a shop I'm ton be. Because I still have, I had a term. Me ko load track. Edibe ura me shop say cream and a covenant man and another lucky or market. Edi way yes and another be. Dressing in a good demo essay. A proe. So imagine that you use your money. Or one track of Casapreco soft drinks. Would be ura shop and COVID. The nearby and another to a close to a closer. Sorry, ye never be a Sikanu Dani Gumu as she. She doesn't know. I buy papa aba and now we did it. Sikana she. My family ko reaching chinga. My family ko pemba. My family ko disco. Sikana she. And I'm not telling you she. As I buy papa be aba. Nasen kame fancy den time no be mesika na kakra kai and what me cushion ama currency na stable as I drop na manya kakra de kofa nema abete ka o say enye hey sister Oh, as I grow when it's one. What they copy by Bintina and Gonko. I grow when it's so. This time, what is I grow with the internet? So I said, I'm for boss, bull left, right, center. One because I'll come by and one how for do attempt. That is why she's coming to report. Or say, I'm for a trap on the papa. Say, come on to me, baby, nice or what on our can yode. Share. Sergeant, I'm where I